Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand up.
Hello friends, and welcome again to another Street Fighter Duel video.
Okay, legends, welcome back to the channel, and now we have another boss that we need to fight, which is Hakan. And Hakan is a little bit crazy against fire comps or fire team damages because he will deal more damage if he gets himself oil. He will inflict fire on you, his team will line up, will inflict fire on you, and you can play around it. And you can play different lineups that will go and deal some damage without dealing fire damage, and you can abuse the fire aid-on team to deal even more damage and have him protected. We'll be showcasing that, and I will show you how you can play this, and I will show you another lineup that if you're spending and you have the correct units, you can absolutely destroy. So we're gonna go and check it out. So far I'm doing well. Actually, I did even better. I did my entire score. This is the highest score that you've seen here, 5.9. I did it on one single lineup. But sadly, I did fail on my other second and third lineup, so I didn't continue. I thought that I can replicate it, and it took me like an hour and I couldn't replicate it. So I'll do it again. I will grind hard for that, and I will show you the lineups. So far, we're doing great. Absolutely a very mean boss, Hakan. So let's go and check it out. So the first lineup that I'm using, of course, I'm free to play. I don't have Athlete or Flame Chun-Li. So I'm using Suit Abel. And Suit Abel is perfect here as well. And you can use him instead of your Street Poison if you want. Or you can use somebody else that will give you also shields and give you heals if you have Flame Chun. So you can play Flame Chun. So the lineup consisting of a Rich Honda. Then we start with Street Poison, Suit Abel, then Fire Aidon, and this is how we do the most damages. If you're gonna check, this is how we do the most damages. And of course, Rich Honda contributes a little bit. And the passives of Suit Abel, whenever he gets attacked, he have a passive that he will go and make a tornado and give shields to the fighters with HP, low HP. The second lineup, which is Visconde Vega. Now, I did 1.4 with this lineup and with another lineup, which I'm using one copy or S plus of Overlord Bison because his C2 also reduces damage reduction on the bosses, but this lineup works perfectly. Now you can use Psychodan. Psychodan have been better for me than Rose on this lineup for some reason, but when I was testing and I did the high score again, I put her here instead of him. But absolutely you can use Psychodan, he works as well. The third lineup, and I'm using normal Jury as an assist on him. Let me show you the lineups here instead. So this is the first lineup. I'm using Witchy Jury on Fire Aidon because he goes low on HP many times. Now you can play without her and you can heal up with Suit Abel, and when you get attacked, if you're lucky and you have the shield on him, he might survive as well. But Witch Jury make it super more consistent. Every time you can finish the fight and do good scores, and it will keep him alive because he will heal back from the fire that he has underneath the enemies. The second lineup, I'm using Jury. If you have Eva Ryu, you can use Eva Ryu on top of Visconde Vega, and that will give him even more damages, and I will recommend that. If you don't have Eva Ryu and you don't want to play Jury, you can play Agent Viper for her assist. Her assist is also incredible and it will help you a lot. Now, of course, I'm using Summer Elena. You can use different characters other than Summer Elena and put her in the tag position. So you can use somebody else here for the C2 if you want, or as a trigger character, you can use Gormagala Ken. If you have Gormagala Ken, he can play the trigger instead of her, and you can use Super C1, C2, then C3. And you can go with that. I'm using Summer Elena just for a little bit of buffs, but you can use Gormagala Ken. I will try to test him with that. And you can use, even if you want, Yan and Yang, both of them, just for getting more combo damage or combo meter if you have less combo meter to work with. So the third lineup, which is the tmnt, of course I summoned for the EX moves. I have them both, and you can obtain one for free for the event, for the entire duration of the event, and play with this. And I'm using a single copy. Let's check that. So A plus Raphael, I'm using S plus Donatello, and I'm using SS plus Leonardo, and on top of him as an assist Michelangelo, because I'm not using Michelangelo on the lineup, or I'm using him anywhere else. And Action Guy is a beast. We can use him just to reduce damage reduction on the enemies. And of course, I'm using on him Luke as SS. You can use anybody else, anybody that would help him survive or give him a lot of HP. If you don't want to play somebody like that, you can play at least Zangief. Zangief will keep him surviving. You can, or this Zangief, we can play Honda. Honda will give a reduction to the entire team, so you can stay surviving. Or you can play Balrog. Balrog as well will keep him surviving and give him more defensive capabilities. It's up to you, but I highly recommend if you have Luke, because every 4 rotations you're gonna get 4 drives, and he will block immediately 1 instance of damage that you'll take and get immune for 2 or 3 seconds, which is absolutely perfect if you want to go and check it out. This is the assist. When assisted fighter unleashes a combo or super combo, they gain 1 drive. When drive reaches 4 stacks and the assisted fighter is attacked, expend all 4 drives and stacks to grant damage immunity for 3 seconds, which is absolutely fantastic. Will keep him surviving and he will go and deal more damages. Great synergy. The third lineup, and yes, you're gonna see a weird one. So I'm using Viper. It gave me almost 1 billion damage with this lineup. Now, of course, if you have Overlord Bison, you can play him here. You can play Overlord Bison and Bison at the same time instead of Fashion Blanca and use the C2 of Overlord Bison. I highly recommend that. But because I'm not having Overlord Bison built, if you're gonna check, my Overlord Bison is at S+. Of course, I have everything on him, but he's at S+, so I can't use him to his full potential. I mean, his C2 is good for damage reduction, but the damage that comes from Fashion Blanca and the buff of the wildfire that he gives for the team, plus he survives decently on this lineup, is perfect. I'm using Makoto, Fire Makoto as an assist. And I said before, Fire Makoto as an assist is really good, because when the assisted fighter is deployed in the starting team, so on the main lineup, grant them Flower Blessing, which will heal them, and it will keep them surviving throughout the battle, which is really good. And actually, I'm using 2 healing EX. Why I'm using the Summer Elena EX move? Because it removes the stacks of fire or burn that we take on our lineup, so we don't die immediately and we can survive even more. And Sakura healing just to heal us completely full, because I'm using the Crazy Potato on another lineup, and I'm using the Drones EX, so more combo meter, because this lineup will lack a little bit of combo meter until they get low on HP. So what's the trick with this lineup with a Viper? Why I'm using Viper and it works perfectly? I'm gonna tell you why. Of course, Summer Yang for the heals and shields. So Viper, the thing about her, when she goes below 50% HP, she gains the shield, and anybody on the lineup that goes below 50% HP gets the shield from her. When you get the shield, you buff your damages, you get the shield to protect yourself, plus you will get combo meter for every shield you get. So this is why we get more combo meter with her. The trick is, if you heal her again above 50% and she gets below 50% again, she will regenerate the shields again, which is perfect, and this is how we are abusing her. I don't know if they say there's any kind of duration. I think it's the cards. Here we go. So at max HP, no longer removes the armor when affected fighter triggers an armor, blah blah blah, and gives 50 combo meter. Below 50%, grant the a dispellable shield equal to 10% of max HP, and there's no limitation on it, or no time frame on it, like there's a duration for the. That was awesome. So you can manipulate this and use it to your advantage. Keep healing her, dropping her below 50%, healing her again below 50%. You can generate combo meter, you take defensive shields, plus you buff your attack with the shields that you have. And this is how we do the damages. We start with her, Summer Yang, Fashion Blanca, then her with the C3. Now you need to time it so when they're gathered together to hit the C3, so she will deal even more damages. And that's how the lineups go. So let's go and check the replays, and we'll check how did we do with these lineups. So first lineup, and I'll be ×4 at least at the start, and by the end I use Kami and Vega EX. You don't need to use it. Virgil EX for me is so important here. It saves me a couple of times. When I did the 5.9 billion damage with this lineup, it helped me a lot because it kept me sustaining, so I can have my Abel and my Fire Adon not to die, or at least Street Poison. So here we go, he goes back. So we start the combo rotation with Fire Adon, Street Poison, Suit Abel, then Fire Adon, and we continue with Rich Honda, then Street Poison, Suit Abel, then Fire Adon until the end of the battle. And let's do it ×2 and show you how it goes. Absolutely good amount of numbers. Now you need to pay attention when you drop Street Poison for her to go back and not stay on the field, because she will die. And here, Fire Adon was almost gonna die, I know, but here, almost on the 22nd, he gets one shot, so I kept him surviving, and we continue our rotation. We did good amount of damages, 6 more seconds, everybody died, and here we start, and I started with the combo rotation of Fire Adon, Suit Abel, Fire Adon, which is good, not bad, but the highest number that you want to get, you need to get to at least 4 billion to 5 billion with this lineup. Yes, you can do it now, and of course, whenever the event progresses, you're going to get more buffs, so you can go and upgrade even more. The second lineup, and this is how it goes. Visconde Vega, of course, we wait until we reach our combo meter, until 3 combo meter or something like that, and then we go back to back. I'm using the trendy Guile EX move because it will give us speed, and with every speed that we accumulate, every time we go with the rotation, we're gonna get more damages, was absolutely great. And we're using the Tanuki Whirl. The Tanuki Whirl is also great because when you press it, you get a window of 10 seconds to deal extra damage, which is really great as well. And I'm using the EX, the potato move, the crazy potato, because it will save me if we drop low on HP, and it will give us a little bit of shields and defensive buff so we can survive. As you see, Visconde Vega, Suit Able, Rose, then Visconde Vega again, and this is how I go with the lineup. Visconde Vega and Summer Elena is going in and dealing her passives and giving us the buffs. And here we go, Able died, so I will use Visconde Vega by the end on his own, and they will kill everybody on the team. And Visconde Vega survived. I tried to drop one more hit, but we died. If we drop, we might get a little bit more damage. And this was the run. Of course, you can use any other C2. Psycho Dan works perfectly here with him. I tried it. Also, I got the 1.4 to 1.8 billion, something like that. Also, with Overlord Bison, I got even more damages. But so far, this is the most consistent one for Visconde Vega to keep surviving for my team. And it's a little bit of RNG if the shield procs, if you get hit or not. So let's go and check the third lineup, which is the TMNT. It's a bad run for me, this TMNT. I always get 2 billion damage with them. I don't know why it didn't register this time, but hey, this lineup is absolutely solid with Leonardo. At least you get 1.5 at least, and sometimes Action Guy help you and Raphael help you with the damages. Let's go and check it out again. Action Guy is so insane. You don't need Michelangelo as an assist on Leonardo, but he will help with the stacks when he's assisting him. As we read in his assist skill, he's specifically dedicated to Leonardo. If you use him on assist, he will buff him even better than buffing anybody else. So here we go at like 3.5 almost the combo meter. We start Leonardo and then Donatello and Action Guy, then Leonardo. And as you see, Action Guy does not miss his timing, which is perfect because the C1 of Donatello is slow, which is really good. And you need to pay attention. And here, Raphael died immediately, which is sad. If we had more stacks of Sword Intent and everything else, we would survive even more. And here we go, Action Guy just died. And we continued with Leonardo. Leonardo is absolutely crazy when he starts. So, super from Leonardo, C1 from Donatello, the pizza, I dropped it. We get immunity, and then the C2 from Michael and Leonardo again. And then we start with Leonardo one more time. And we use the C2. And we get immunity because we have a breakdance stacks on our Donatello, and this is what kept us alive. Perfect, perfect. And now for the last team, which almost did 1 billion. I think we did 1 billion, something like that. We did 800 million, almost 1 billion, which is really good. Fashion Blanca is doing good damage. Bison is doing good damage, and Viper is carrying with this team. Of course, you can replace her. I played Dalsim. He didn't survive that much because you need Witch Jury on him, and I'm using her on a different lineup. You can use... I used Guile. Guile didn't work that much as well. I used Akuma, trash, completely trash versus this boss and this event because he's single target and these are multiple units. So Viper was the best option for me. And you can use different, if you have like trendy Akuma, if you have trendy Guile, if you have these luxurious units like Oni, if you have the new Banquet Guile, absolutely shreds Banquet Guile here if you use him with somebody else on the lineup that you have Super C1, C2, C3. And it will go crazy. So let's go and check the damages as well. Of course, I accumulate combo meter, and you'll see that I'm not running off combo meter with this lineup. And why is that? Because Viper is dropping below 50% HP, and then she goes up back on HP, and she gets the shields, and I get combo meter. And then I drop back to 50% or less than 50%, and I get shields again. So more combo meter for me. And here we go. We accumulate a little bit, and we start something like here when they're gathered at least together. And we go with the C2, C3 from Viper, and we start immediately. No chill on this lineup. C1 from Summer Yang, C2 from Fashion Blanca, C3 from Viper. As you see, the C1 from Summer Yang, absolutely fantastic. Give us shields and heals a little bit so we can survive. And here, below 50% HP, the bar completely full. We healed ourselves with Summer Elena, so we remove the fire stacks from ourselves. So when he ultis again, it's not a completely whiff or they will kill us immediately. And we got another heal one more time, so we continue and save ourselves. I love this. And look, Now we get hit again and combo meter back again because we dropped below 50% HP. And this is where we use this to our advantage, and then we can do a lot of damages. And then Summer Yang and Bison survived alone, and that's the damages that we did by the end of the fight. Absolutely fantastic. I hope that you have good luck with your runs and you do the same scores and even better scores. Now, if you want to check what's the best lineup that I saw, big shout out to Gegon, absolutely a genius, always comes up with lineups that are good. He's using, instead of Street Poison, he's using Donatello. Why Donatello? Because he gives shields, heal, and crit rate and crit damage for your lineup if you build them completely. So he's dealing great amount of damages. Almost 6 to 7 billion with this lineup, absolutely fantastic. Of course, the turtles, because he's using Donatello on another team, he's using Abel on this team as a C1, which is completely understandable instead of Donatello. And what we're using, double Bison teams, of course, they work perfectly if you have Michelangelo built as well. This is the complete lineup that we play him. Suit Abel and Michelangelo for bossing. Absolutely crazy lineup, by the way. And Visconde Vega, of course. If you have Gouken, you play Visconde Vega. And if you have Trendy Ryu, that's all you need. You start with him, C1 from Trendy Ryu, C2 from Gouken, C3 from Visconde Vega, and Summer Elena in the backline, buffing everybody, and you deal good amount of damages, 1.6 billion, and he can go more even with some rotations if you want to play it again. Absolutely great lineup. And yeah, that was it for these lineups. And if we want to check the workbench, what am I using? Whatever I have right now until the end, I'm gonna upgrade them. So I'm using the first one. The first one will give me a grade 1 upon unleashing trigger skill, gain 3 sword intent and trigger interval 6 seconds. Every team I have triggers on them, so I will get more sword intent, and this will make my numbers go higher and higher, which is a smart way to play that. Another one, which is the crit damage. Yeah, I can pick anything else. If I saw anything that gives me attack or damage, I would pick it. But because this one has crit damage, I will take it. I don't want the crit rate. I have a lot of crit rate. Bonus damage 3% and damage reduction on our lineup. So our lineup will take less damage. This is great. Now you can take the crit damage if you want, but we already have a crit damage, so why take it? The speed, hit, and there's another one with attack. If you see another one that gives you attack, you might take it here instead, but bonus damage is absolutely great. And when you get the attack one, also slot it in. Any bonus damage, any bonus attack is a priority first, and then you can pick crit rate or crit damage. Crit damage is better than crit rate as well, because if you crit, you deal a lot of damages, and the crit rate actually on our heroes are decent. And that was it for the video. Best wishes, best luck for everybody else, and I'll see you in the next one.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, we thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.
Time to fly.